Hello everyone. So today is going to be more like a vlog kind of video because I have a lot to do and I've never done a vlog kind of thing. So the current situation is I am creating content for many different platforms, and sometimes it's a little overwhelming and I just kind of want to chat with you all. Let me see this a little bit more like up here, because we're like up here, not like down here. And yeah, so in case you don't know a lot about me, well, my name is Angelica Torres, of course, and I am the creator of Love Letters to Milo, and I recently launched a book that I have somewhere in here, where you can find on Amazon, you can find it on Barnes and Nobles, everywhere. So this book, it took me about a year to make this book, but I just kind of want to give you a little bit of history while I kind of clean up a little bit. And just what is going to happen today is I need to edit the video for Easter. I am not going to post the video on Sunday because Sunday is Easter. I post my videos typically on Sunday if I can. But obviously I want to post a video pre-Easter. So I recorded that video already. I recorded it maybe 2 weeks ago and I need to edit it. And I have so much content to create that I record 2 or 3 weeks in advance and all that. But what is happening right now in my space is basically this. I am organizing all of this stuff that is right here. All of this stuff is basically the byproduct of my Instagram posts. You'll know that I sometimes have a hard time defining myself, either if I'm a content creator or if I'm an artist. I'm like maybe somewhere in between. I am just somewhere in between. And I have a lot of things that I create for the content, and it either becomes a pattern, kind of like this, that is not really a sellable thing, but it's more like a pattern. Or I create actual things like this. Like this could be an art print, this could be an original painting. So what I'm doing is I am organizing into what is absolutely trash, recyclable content, like recyclable things, or like these little bookmarks. Like I don't even know. I don't particularly like them. I think they're going to go in the trash, but I might just keep them for like if I ever run. I don't think it's even right to sell these because I don't like them. If I don't like them, they shouldn't go in my store. So I am separating. So this is the little place where I hold all my things. So I just need to find a better system. I am not much of an organized person, and I'm trying to, in my brain, kind of organize myself. So this is just a little chit chat that I'm going to do today with you guys, and leave me comments on, suggestions on organizational tips, or how you guys started your business, or I've been trying to become a business for about a good part of 2 years. And I can kind of trying and failing. So I think a lot of the failing part of it is because I'm not organized. And another big part of it is because I have a full-time job that requires a lot of my attention. And I make, I'm a senior designer. So it is not just like I'm an intern or something that doesn't require brain power. Like my brain is very smushy at the end of the day. So to come home and sit again in front of a computer, sometimes it's very unrealistic. So that's why it's so hard for me to create content. But give me a second. I do not want to have this in the camera. So we'll just kind of pretend that I'm drinking coffee. So what I need to do is organize what goes in the pattern file. Like maybe one day I'll digitize it, and maybe one day it will become a pattern and it will become something great and become pillows and it will become mugs and all of that stuff. But right now I don't have the manpower to digitize all of my art. So that's kind of a bummer in itself. Just kind of trying to, oh, that's terrible lighting. Maybe that's better. Okay, so I hope this lighting is not terrible. Let me turn it down a notch. Yeah, maybe like this is a little bit better. All right, sorry. I hope you guys are still here listening to me to my rant. Another thing about my organization is I have very precious pieces. So like this one, I'm not ready to let it go. This one, I'm not ready to let it go. This one, I just, it's not that I'm not ready, it's just I don't think it's sellable. So this one goes in the maybe not kind of file. Like, I'll think about it, maybe it goes on a sale sometime. This one, I really like it, I'm not ready to let it go. So I have different piles, and that is the problem. I don't know if this is like a ADHD or OCD or whatever name there is for it, but like I have different piles, or maybe it's just like I'm organized. So I have maybe it'll go in a sale sometime. If I have a farmer's market, it'll go in the 50 cents pile. Then I have the I'm not ready to let it go pile. Then have my maybe it's a pattern someday when I have time to digitize pile. Then I have the completely trash pile. And then I have the Shopify pile of originals, of which I have to take pictures so they can eventually become prints. So I will sell the originals. They're not super precious to me, but they have the opportunity to become prints. So that is another thing. So say, for instance, I have 2 of these that came from the tutorial from my book, and I might keep one as I'm not ready to let that one go. And then this one goes in the originals in my Shopify, and it will go in my prints in my Shopify. So that's the other pile. Then I have a pile that maybe is within it can't be the Shopify. It has to be one where, like, in my Patreon, the $7 tier is you get to win one of my original paintings. So maybe one day you will receive this card. So I will put it in my Patreon pile. That's a good one. Yeah, I'll put it in my Patreon pile. So to continue with my story of how I've been trying to become a business, is I started watercoloring, and obviously it all started with Instagram about 3 years ago. That was like 2018. So say all of 18, 19, 20, 21, 4 years. Maybe 4 years ago. It wasn't a business. I really thought of a business maybe in 2009, 2019 maybe. So I had like my own website and the whole thing, and I was selling originals. I was living in Japan at the time. So let's go back a little bit. So I started my Instagram. So back maybe 7 years ago, I want to say, 2014. So 8 years ago, that's how I started kind of watercoloring, my watercolor journey. I had this like horrible, terrible breakup. And it was all kind of on me. Like, it was hard on me. It was like a very short relationship, but you know, it was one of those things that it's like, oh my God, he's the one. Okay, well, he wasn't the one. But you know, you're at that point in your life where you're like, you know, I'm ready, he's ready, this should definitely work out. And it was obviously like a lot of pressure on him. And then when the breakup happened, he broke up with me. Like, my whole world just like sort of just shattered, and it was like madness. And it took me a long time to get over that. But in my process of trying to find like a different space in my brain, a different kind of processes in my brain, just I was into like neuro something, just kind of trying to rewire your brain. It's gonna be a cute bookmark. I found watercolor. I initially was going to start with lettering. That's how I just, you know, I was in the office one day with a friend of mine, and we're like, oh, she's like, oh, yeah, I looked at this like lettering, like with watercolors videos, and I was like, oh, great, I love these. So I started kind of trying that, and then I like started watching a lot of watercolor videos on Instagram, but it was at the time when Instagram only had 15-second videos. So people, and I guess the editing process wasn't all that great at that time with like iPhones and stuff like that. So they did all these like fast paintings, and you know, when they do the time lapse, you're like, wait, how is it that you're doing it? And then it's just like a whole bunch of paints, and then you're like, magical flower, and you're like, what? So it was just like a lot of that, and like trying to just repeatedly watch all those videos. I also got into like a little bit of YouTube on like how do you watercolor and all that. And so I really got into watercolor, and is my going the sale in this pile? And I thought I was doing great. Like, it became a very like relaxing thing to do for me. It just became just like a magical, it was a process of like, you know, you have to let watercolor just do the splash and let it go, and just let it sit there and let it be its own magical thing. And then I kind of stopped for a little bit. I moved to China actually at that point in time in my life. Like a year later, I moved to China, and you know, within a big move like that, you're like, oh, well, I don't have time for this. But I sort of kind of picked it up here and there, and this could go in the sale pile. And then I moved, I was in China for about 6 months. Then I moved back to the States, and I kept kind of trying to watercolor, but it was very sporadic. Here and there. I didn't even have an Instagram at that time. And this is a pretty one, but I'm not ready to let that one go. And then I moved to Japan. So I was in Florida for about 3 months or 4 months, and I got a project in Japan within the same company. And so I moved to Japan. And then within maybe a year of being in Japan, I started watercoloring again as like a morning practice. And I started with like really soft brush strokes, and really just like I started looking at more like beginner friendly videos instead of like just creating like a full illustration. And I started an Instagram, and you know, obviously with Instagram it's like, oh well, you want the likes, you want the follows, and it wasn't moving forward. It wasn't I need to scan this. I didn't get enough likes, and I was like, but why? What is happening? So you start like analyzing what is happening, like why you're not getting the likes, why people are not following you. And you start looking at other videos, at the other people. Like you start looking within your niche, like not even the niche. I didn't know like what a niche was at that point in time. I feel like I need to add extra little flowers here, and then this could be a print. And then I'm gonna sell this. and just looking at like how the camera was moving, how the camera was just like the lighting, how the ones that I didn't like why didn't I like them? You start really analyzing all of these things. And this goes in the sale pile. This goes in the, I don't see, it's like I come up with these and it's like, what do I do with these? I think this is going in the trash pile. And then so you really start analyzing like what I like, what I didn't like, and I try to imitate their like phone positioning, or like I noticed that like the camera angle was like down here and lighting was from here. And I lived in Japan in this like magical apartment that it was a corner apartment, and I received light from like all sides. It was like from this side I had a window, from this side I had one, from this side I had like windows everywhere, and it was beautiful. I miss my apartment so very much. I'm gonna put this in the, maybe sell it one day. Like, what was I thinking when I was doing this? Terrible. It looks terrible. This goes in the, I don't want to put it in the trash. I'm gonna put it in the maybe for sale one day. This maybe for sale one day. And so I started really imitating what they were doing, like their angles, their lighting, and all of that. And I opened Instagram, I want to say like 3 times. I deleted it and opened it, and deleted it and opened it. And it was also, I had also the fear of people, like my friends following me. So for a while, I didn't tell anybody that I had this Instagram, and I didn't have any, like, you know, when like Instagram tells you like, oh, sync your friends and whatever. This one's so pretty. You guys, this one's so pretty. I really like this one. And I was like, no, don't sync anything. To this day, I don't have them sync. I have some friends there, but it's not like I synced my friends. And then so for a while, I didn't have any of my friends or family on my Instagram. And yeah, so I opened Instagram again. I think it was, at that point, it was called Japan Watercolors 2018 or something like that, because I lived in Japan, and I lived in Japan for 3 years. And and then I started getting, and I mean, I'm not super proud of the videos that I made in that, you know, in that period of time, but they started getting traction. Like, I started getting featured in the big accounts with, you know, you start learning about the hashtags. At that point, hashtags were like a huge thing. Now they're like, sure, they're fine, but and so I started getting like featured in those bigger accounts. So I started getting featured in like Watercolor Daily and Watercolor Illustrations and Watercolor this, and like the big name accounts. And I was like, oh my God, the first time that I remember I was on a kind of like a farmer's market in Japan, in Kyoto. And like I was part of it. Like, I had a friend from work that he always had a stand. He did photography, and he invited me to be part of his booth. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much, whatever. And we shared this booth, and I was like, you know, I sold like maybe $300 worth of originals and stuff like that. And my art at that time was not all that great. It was like embarrassing, like not good. And then I was kind of dating this guy at that time, and he brought me cookies and whatever. And like, we started talking about how I was like super impressed and super just like over the moon about how this one video that I had posted, and it's not even a good video, I'm gonna try to look for it, had 12,000 views. So this video had 12,000 views, and I was over the moon. I was like, oh my God, like 12,000 views. And I think I had like maybe 2,000 followers or something like that. All right, we're almost done here. It's like bookmark that I'm going to paint the backs of these, like say this is the bookmark, but I don't like the backing of it. So with gouache, I'm going to paint the back of them so they become sellable, basically. Look at these cute bookmarks. They're really adorable. I like them. And then, yeah, I started just kind of getting traction on Instagram, like good traction. All of a sudden, like I remember coming home. So that happened, that the market thingy happened in like October, I want to say. And then I came home for holidays, for the Christmas holidays and stuff like that, I think. And at that point, I think I had less than 10,000 followers. And my family was calling me the influencer. And they were like all super like excited about my thing. This is 2018, mind you, right? And I was just like happy with like 10,000 followers. I was over the moon. And everything was great. Like I just kept getting traction and traction and traction purely when Instagram was pictures. I did post, and one thing I will say that like really differentiated my account at that time from other watercolor accounts per se is that I always recorded in real time. The very beginning of my videos were very beginning friendly. They were just very like simple flowers. I was just checking the time. And I learned how to paint fast, basically, because I didn't have like much of an editing software. I didn't have an editing software, first of all. Like I didn't know like how all of that happened. Like I needed to get an app, like a different app for editing and all that. And mind you, at this point in time, I am a show set designer. I'm a designer, part of the team that designed Super Nintendo World in Japan. So I was in meetings, I was working crazy hours. I was, we were installing, we were building physically on site with like hard hats, boots, everything. Getting to work at like 7:30 in the morning because we had the early morning meetings, and working till 6 because like, there's meetings all day and you have to, all this madness is happening as I'm like catapulting in Instagram. Like I'm literally painting 10 minutes in the morning and maybe like half an hour at night. And that practice alone just like went really fast. Like my improvement, and this is one of the things that I tell people all the time, I am not good at painting. I wasn't born talented. Out of all my sisters, I have 4 sisters. There's 5 of us. I was the least talented out of all of them. I was the one that was never going to make it. I was that kid, And I did not have any special talent. I do not sing, I do not dance. I did terrible in my grades in school. And I was just not going to pretty much amount to much. And I was this low one. And and all of this sudden, like people are telling me, oh my God, you're so talented. Oh my God, like this is beautiful, whatever. I'm like, I'm not doing anything special, you guys. All I'm really doing is painting 1 hour a day. That's all you have. That's like, if there was one magical secret I could tell anybody, you can do everything and anything you want in life, anything you could possibly imagine, if you do it consistently for a long period of time. Scientist. I could be some mathematician, something. I'm like, oh, my brain doesn't work in numbers. No, if I do numbers every single day for 2 or 3 years, I'm gonna be good at numbers. I'm gonna be good at anything if I have the consistency of doing it every single day for not for 2 months, not for like 3 months, for 2 years, for 3 years. Like, you have to love the thing, and this is the thing. I don't love numbers, so I'm not going to commit to doing like an hour worth of numbers and mathematical equations for 3 years every single day, because I don't love numbers. It has to be something that you love, that you absolutely love and are very passionate about, because there will be days that you don't want to paint. I'm not painting today because I'm organizing all this stuff. So, because I mean, at this point I already have the practice. Do I want to get better? 100% sure. Want to get better. Always want to get better. Do I want to paint every day? 100% I want to paint every day. I just don't have the time currently because of all these other things. My point is, you have to love, absolutely be obsessed with what you want to do. And trust me, you will get better. You will. There is no way you will not. I could bet anything that you will get better. But you have to be consistent every single day. You're tired? Paint. It's raining? Paint. Just came out of soccer practice? Paint. Just pick up the kids from school? 5 minutes, paint. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to find the time, but do it. I'm not magical. I'm not special. I don't have a special talent. It's like, oh my God, your hand is so steady when I do like little, like soft, like detail lines. Muscle memory. It all comes down to that. Muscle memory. Yes, you will learn different techniques. You will learn layers. You will learn transparencies. You will learn the difference between thick lines, thin lines, all of that. It's all learned. I didn't do anything special. It's all learned. So, if there's one advice I could give you all, is that practice. Practice and practice. So this is all going to Shopify. It's just, I'm doing 2 piles of Shopify. It's like the ones that are ready to go and the ones that have this kind of, like this is a Shopify item, but it has this practice in the back. So I need to paint over it. So I have my pile to like paint over. So this one's good. And this one's really pretty. I'm gonna make this into a sticker, by the way. Yep. I have to take pictures of everything anyway, so I need to paint over that. Last pile. Okay, last little piece of pile. This is the Easter thing that I'm telling you guys that I posted. This video is gonna go up in like next week, so Easter is gonna be over, but this went up before Easter. So this is probably gonna go in the trash pile, or like when I practice in the mornings, or like whenever like want to warm up my hand or test colors or whatever, I use the back side of my paper because this paper is so good. It's such good quality that I always use both sides of it. So it goes in the pile of like reuse. This paints like anyway. So that's my journey. That's my journey on the watercolors, and so now I'm trying to then become a business. That's a different story. See, this is one of the things that I used to paint for Instagram. I am not selling this. What am I thinking? Somebody's gonna buy this? It's in the no buying pile. Like, what is this? This goes in the trash pile. So then I was like, I started getting like really good traction on Instagram, and my friends were super supportive. When I started getting I was like, every stage of the way, I've been always very impressed. I'm like, all of a sudden I had 30,000 followers. I was like, oh my God, this is madness. And this goes in the... This goes in the, and this is just like, it's such a good moment of my life. I'm just like not ready. This is like part of my journey, you know? And this is trash. I'm not gonna do anything with this. And so I was like, well, I can actually start selling things if I have 50,000 followers. Of course I can start selling things. And so I opened up my own website, and to this day, I have this problem. People don't buy my stuff. Why? I don't know. I don't really know. Like, I know that my audience is heavily based on tutorials. people that love following me for my tutorials, my beginner friendly tutorials, all of that. I understand that that is my audience. And they're not a purchasing audience, I would say. I don't know. And then, so to test kind of my audience, I was like, everything on my website for $1. Almost sold everything. And I was like, so people are buying. So what they're not buying is for expensive things. And they're not expensive. Like I put these things for like, I don't know, they were like $20, $30 maybe, but if you do a giveaway, everybody wants one. And you're like, well, of course, I want free things too, and so, but I don't know, it was really hard for me to try to push my originals, and they weren't selling. Then you think like they're not good enough, and that you're not good enough, and your art is not good enough, and all this stuff. So I like took it down. And then I also, at that point, like 2019 maybe, I started making stickers. At the same time, I was like, I'm gonna open up a shop and I'm gonna sell originals, I'm gonna sell stickers and all these things. And to this day, I have those stickers. Like I have some of the stickers that I printed in 2018. And I'm like, my stickers are great. So they didn't really sell that well either. And I was like, all right, well, that is, that's, I don't know, like the audience has spoken, I guess. I don't really know. To this day, I don't know how to market. I don't know how to sell things. I don't know why people are not buying my things. They love my tutorials. They think my tutorials are great. Like my paintings are great. But they don't buy. So I don't know. Maybe one day maybe one day I will learn how to sell things. And right now I'm focused on creating content. So I have YouTube. So I'm trying really hard to post at least once a week. So that's on Sundays. Then I have, I painted this when I was in Maldives. So this one holds a special place in my heart. So I'm just gonna keep it. And where was I need to paint over this. I have Patreon. So I have YouTube on Sundays. Then I have Patreon, which is like I upload maybe the unedited version of my IG reels, basically, which are like small little tutorials. Then I have an exclusive Patreon tutorial like this one. This one's just like right now currently a picture on my Instagram being like, hey, follow my Patreon for the tutorial of this. And it's not on YouTube, it's not on Instagram, it's not on TikTok. Then I have TikTok. And then TikTok is more like behind the scenes kind of content, like more trending kind of reels, if you were to put a name to them. Like content is just like a lot like faster kind of content, just like in the spirit of the moment. Like if I'm in my car and like I want to say something, so I do a TikTok. And trash, I'll keep this one for me. And yeah, so that is where I'm at. I'm tired because it's a lot of content to create. I'm trying to create content for YouTube, trying to create content for Patreon, trying to create content for TikTok and for Instagram. It's a lot. I do recycle a lot of the content. Maybe there was a phase where I was learning how to paint lines and stuff. So that is what that phase is. But I'm gonna keep them here. And yeah, so that is, see, we went through the entire pile. So that's awesome. So I got into TikTok because apparently right now that's the thing to do. At some point, like maybe a few months ago, it's like, I'm not gonna start making trending reels. I'm not gonna start using trending sounds. And I discovered actually that I don't have to show up on camera and like dance and whatever. No, that's not all of what trending means. Trending also, I need to do a video of this. trending also means that you can use a trending sound. The way I'm editing my videos right now, it's still very relaxing, it's still very soft, it's still very like real time, but it's to a specific beat, to a song that is trending. So that's how you adjust. I did not adjust my content creation where before it was like, you know, a minute of like full, like the transitions were like soft and the whole video was very soft. That's what was maybe trending at that time, and like what got me to like 100 and whatever followers, 150,000 followers, say. And I was very reluctant to change to the new kind of format. And now I was afraid because I was like, I do not want to dance on camera for my audience. Like, that is not what I do. That is not who I am. That is not what my brand is. So it took me a hot minute to really understand what the change meant. And it's not doing like voiceover trending little like funny clips. Like, I was like, I'm not doing that. And I didn't. I stayed true to what I wanted to do. It just took me a minute to figure out what I wanted to do, which is look at the videos that were trending, pick up on the sounds, and edit. And like, there are plenty of videos out there that the sounds are like tutorials of like 10 seconds for this, 1 second for this, 2 seconds for this, 3 seconds for this, to match the beat of the song. And it has worked wonders. Like, currently I have a 7 million view video. Not because the way I edited it, I filmed this thing like 2 years ago and I posted it and it had great views when I posted it, like maybe 20,000 or something. I don't know, like something like that. And because I recycle content, because I don't have time to paint every day, I was like, I'm going to recycle this one that I really like and I'm going to re-edit it. So I went back into 2 years ago in my photos, found the original video, brought it to my editing app. I knew what song I was going to use. And I was like, this song is 36 seconds long. So I need to edit my video to 36 seconds. And that's exactly what I did. It's cut in a very specific way. I learned that all the videos, you need to adjust the brightness, the contrast, and the saturation of the video just a tiny little bit, and they look so much better. And that was it. I re-edited it, sort of like adjusted the brightness and all that, pasted it with this beautiful song that is trending, because in Instagram you can see like the little arrow at the bottom of the song and you can see if it's trending or not. And I was like, this song is great, it's trending. It doesn't have like 2 billion views, because if it has 2 billion views, then it gets lost in the shuffle. And all of a sudden, I gained 20,000 followers on Instagram, and then another 5,000 on TikTok. And my TikTok account is super new. So who would have thought? You know, it's one of those like lucky things. But at the same time, I was like, wow, I kind of did a really good job with that post. So this one's nice. I just have to paint the back of it, but this one's nice. Goes on to paint. This one, I like these, so I'm gonna keep these. And this goes in the sale. Done. You guys, we're done. All right, so that's my little story on how things have progressed in the last 4 years, basically. I really hope you guys enjoy my little rant, my little kind of one-on-one, if you were call it that. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any questions about my process on Instagram, my process on TikTok, my process on YouTube. That's something I didn't talk about, which has been very slow, but slowly but surely YouTube just pulls you through. Some people, I see another second most important tip, and I do not follow my own advice. Do not compare yourself to others. Like, some accounts all of a sudden have like 100,000, and I'm like, how? I don't get it. I don't know. But I'm at almost 10,000 and I am grateful for those 10,000. So that's where I'm at, and I hope maybe it was insightful to some people or not. I am not sure. All right, so I will be posting more painting or behind the scenes or new materials, unboxings and stuff like that. Let me know if you guys, what kind of videos you want to see. I'm here to help you all out. Like more beginner friendly or more advanced, as far as much as I can tell, like teach advanced, like it's more like intermediate. Yeah, let me know. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.